Hey guys, welcome to Violin Vibes. I was saying that I was going to, it's Lindsay, if you've never seen any of my other videos, I was saying I was going to do a little intro to music and reading music if you have never done that before. And I was going to include my lovely Oliver Queen and Harley Quinn. So here we go, here we are with Oliver Queen and Harley Quinn. Oliver, are you going to take this seriously? Yes, yes I am. Harley, are you going to take this seriously? No, no I'm not. I'm not going to take this seriously at all. Well, Harley, just try to stay up, try to stay straight. Don't fall over on me, okay? We don't want that. Okay. So I have my violin with me, my electric violin that I got in the mail. Very excited about it. I haven't gotten the D string fixed, if you had heard about that, that little issue, but I thought I'd pull it out and just, you know, I was messing around with it, and just to give it a little whirl, and be able to show you on the violin where the, where each kind of portion is that I'm going to be showing you on, this music. I also happened to pull out, where did I go? Sorry, be back in a sec. I have to find something. I pulled out my old piano, was it my old piano book? That was like really intro to piano, and that's how I like totally remembered how to like read music and stuff and do stuff. Also YouTube videos, because YouTube videos are very helpful, if you haven't noticed. Now let me find it. Oh, where did you go? If you haven't noticed, my workstation is a little bit all over the place. Oh, here it is. Okay, it's down here. Okay. So this is like, has to be like 30 years old. I don't know. Because I used this when I was like 8. It's so old. And it's all about piano and basic learning piano. And I'm hoping that everybody's seen a piano, looked at a piano, a little bit of this and that. Just so you kind of know what kind of the music looks like. If you've never seen a music sheet or sheet music, this is what sheet music usually looks like. For piano, there's usually there's two things because you use two hands. On a violin, you only have one hand to use, and so you're much more limited. You're limited on your scales, which is the amount of notes you can play. You're much more limited on, you know, things like that. It's why you also have a viola, which is kind of just like a little bit of a bigger version of the violin and has the strings that are a little bit lower. And then the cello, which is, if you see in an orchestra a person sitting down with a big instrument, they'll most likely be playing a cello or a bass, and then there's a bass and a double bass, and those people are either sitting down or standing up, and those are big instruments. Those guys play like the baritone, and then the violin plays the much higher up portion. So that's a little background on that. But now to get to reading the music. So I did a little cheat sheet, right, Oliver? Cheat sheets, always good. Yes, they are. And do you agree with me, Harley? Yes, good, I'm glad. So this is my cheat sheet. If you can tell, I color-coded them because I wanted to be very efficient. And look, there's a smiley face, woohoo! Okay, so, on a piano, you start your hands out on what they call middle C. So you'll have your two hands on middle C. So that's this note right here. On a violin, your first string is actually a G. So it will start here. And your third finger will be the middle C. And then, so I marked where each each strings are. So here's your G string, your D, your A, and your E. So those are your major strings. When you look at a violin, which I'm going to tell them that, G is the thickest string right over here. D is the string that is broken on mine. A is this one right here, and E is the thinnest string, and it's the highest we play. You can play pretty high on it, like people play really high on this E string. I don't, however, but you can if you're good. So yes, my little chart here goes as if you're playing up to your fourth finger on your E string. So I'll mark these in a little notation. First, second, third, first, second, third, first, second, third, first. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed the difference now, but if you can see that all the little markings where it says 1, 2, 3 is where your fingers are going to be marked on your violin. So you'll hold it up like this and you'll play like 1, 2, 3, and then the next note that you should be playing would be the whole note or the next note in the sequence. So I'll be like, and then 1, 2, 3, and then the next note would be the whole note. So if I did like A, and then 1 would be B, C, D, and then the next one would be E, so then just be the next string. I know it's a little bit confusing. I made it a little bit confusing, but I'm trying my best. Another thing I wanted to point out was this is a little bit of these things on this side here. So this is the marker of just like saying that you're in, I can't remember what it's called, like treble clef or something. I don't know. I could be getting it wrong. I could be telling you it's the opposite one. I'll have to look it up, but hold on. Let's just look it up right now in the piano book, because the piano book will tell me. Oliver, don't you think this is such a great idea? Yep. Hey, where's Mr. J? Mr. J is not here right now. He has decided to leave the premises. Harley, stop asking about Mr. J, okay? But I want Mr. J. I don't care if you want Mr. J. Mr. J doesn't want you. This is an abusive relationship. Get out of Mr. J's relationship, okay? Good. Good. I'm glad we had that talk, Harley. Okay, sorry. Harley and I needed to have a conversation. It's in here somewhere. I'm like, be looking for this for like half an hour. No, so I swear it's not gonna be half an hour. It's not gonna be half an hour. There's like all these little like information things, and I'm like, why don't you just tell me? It's like, because you should know this. Yes, it is treble clef. So, yeah. So the right is treble clef, and for a piano this is. The right is treble clef, and then the bottom part would be considered bass clef. That should be obvious, actually. Okay, and so I put this little 4/4 thing there because I had my notes in 4 counts. And so that means that there's 4 beats per measure. So a measure is these lines. What's in between these lines here, these like brackets here. So you'll have you're not just having one long run-on thing of lines. You'll have brackets. And so, sorry, this light's annoying me. So this thing on this side will tell you how many beats are in a measure. And so in this situation, there's 4 beats per measure. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it will start again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Right? Okay. So that's kind of how that works. And I know that doesn't really have to do with reading the music of the actual, like, letters, but if you're thinking about that, trying to understand how that works, that's part of the way it works. Let's see what else I can say. Oh, so they were talking about mnemonic devices for remembering what the scales are, because on any type of instrument, whatever it is, or if you're singing or whatever, it's always gonna just be between A through G. So no matter what, A through G, and it doesn't matter how low you go, it doesn't matter how high you go, it's gonna be A through G. So this one, if you're looking at actually on the inside of the like the bars, I guess you consider them. My piano teacher years ago had us think about it as all the spaces create face. So this first space is an F, the second space is an A, the third space is a C, and the last space is an E. The A and the E are very helpful for if you're on a violin, because those are 2 of the open key notes for you. They're two of your like open notes, I guess you consider them. Like they're your A and your E notes. So that's great on your strings. It's great to know that and have that just like offhand. Other notes are like, okay, it's good to just know that. And then other mnemonic devices are good for the what are they? Little lines and stuff. And what was the one that my teacher had me? Oh yeah. Hers was for the, hold on, I'll write it down. And Oliver, I wonder if you agree with this one. For all of the line notes on your staff or whatever name, it's every good boy does fine. Now, Oliver, you are not a good boy, so you're not doing fine. But you are fine, like, you're hot. I like you. You sexy boy. Okay, well, at least we got that established. Okay, Harley, Mr. J is not coming. I'm telling you, you need to get over him. Find a new man. Find a new man, okay? Find a new man. Okay, whatever. We're having girl time too. Okay, so every good boy does fine. Now, trying to make a mnemonic device for your strings on your violin. I kind of came up with one for myself because, and I mean, you can make up whatever one you want if you want, but this is the one that I came up with. You see that? Great dogs are entertaining. So G string, D string, A string, E string. Great dogs are entertaining. So if you feel like great dogs are entertaining, this is a good mnemonic device for you. I believe that all dogs are very entertaining, and so that's why I like this one. So if you're reading sheet music and you wanted a little bit of help on this, and you're interested as to where your fingers go on when you're like doing a scale for it, this is kind of helpful. Picking up my violin as I try and moving this off to the side. It's gonna be kind of hard because I haven't played in a very long time. So I don't know how I'm gonna be playing right now. So I'm on my G string right now, right here. And okay, so first of all, this is the open G. If you can hear that, it might be a little bit hard to hear because this is a silent violin. And that's a G, and that's an A. And that's when I have my first finger down. And then I put my second finger down, and that's a B. My third finger down. And then my third finger down is a C. And then I could put my fourth finger down, and that would be a D. Oops. There. I'm like, that's not right. I'm like, I can still kind of hear when I'm off key. Yeah, that's the D we want. I don't have my shoulder rest on, so it's like awkwardly placed. Okay. You could either do a fourth finger down for D, or you could go over to your next finger, D. My D string is broken, so I can't do that. Now, let's say you're on your A string. And A, B, C, wait, A as an open string, B is 1, C is 2, D is 3, E is 4, or an open string on your next on the next string, and then F, and then is 1, G is 2, A is 3, B is 4, and that's how you roll. And did I do a good job, Oliver? How do you think? How, on a scale of 1 to 10, did I teach my pupils well? He is not answering, so I can't decide. This is, again, what my chart looks like. If you want a little bit of a look-see. Okay. And button! Oh! Harley, I told you, get out of this abusive relationship. Oh no, I'm here to... Mr. J decided to come and crash our interview. And Harley decided to come and kiss him. Goodbye! I hope you enjoyed our video.